Right, we start with Jacob Bethell, though, who produced a stunning innings to reach his maiden Test match century for England in what could be a career-defining moment for the 22-year-old. Despite his best efforts, England finished day 4 8 wickets down and a lead of just 119 as they tried to end the 5-match series against Australia on a high. Well, England would bowl Australia out for 567 at the start of day 4. Josh Tongue picking up a couple of wickets, including Steve Smith, as Australia built a lead of 183. It wasn't a good start for England with the bat, with Zach Crawley trapped LBW for just 1 by Mitchell Starc. In at 3, Bethell then produced a sublime knock as others fell around him. Captain Ben Stokes injured his groin while bowling and went out to bat and made just 1. England's lead is 119 with just 2 wickets in hand heading into the final day of the series. Right, delighted to say we can cross straight to the SCG right now and speak to my old colleague and pal, the former England captain Nasser Hussain. How are you, Nasser? You all right?
Very good, Matt. Always nice to be in Sydney. And as you say, I've just seen a sublime 100 from young Jacob Bethell.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? We'll get onto that in just a second. But first of all, just on the match situation, was this another day where England mixed some very good stuff with shooting themselves in the foot? For example, Bo Webster bowling off spin, getting 3 wickets.
Yeah, I mean, it has turned. It turned yesterday, so it was always going to be a role for the part-time spinner, whether it be Bo Webster, Travis Head, or tomorrow, Will Jacks. But they did gift some wickets, not just that, but then the run out straight after drinks of Jamie Smith and then Ben Stokes, who can't move. He was off the field with that adductor strain, so he could hardly move when batting, and he edged it to slip. I don't say they gifted 3 wickets. It is spinning for Bo Webster. I'd say Will Jacks would be the most disappointed with his shot, with a young 22-year-old playing so well at the other end to try and slog sweep it and find Cameron Green, who took an excellent catch. He was probably trying to go a bit straighter, but at that stage to lose 2 in a hurry and then a mini collapse, and Australia will fancy their chances now.
Let's talk about the big positive then for England, probably of the whole series, and you mentioned it there. Is it not just about the runs? He's approaching 150, of course, but the way that Jacob Bethell scored those runs, was that the innings of a proper Test match number 3?
Well, I don't like to go too high and too up and then too down when you have a few low scores, but it was the innings of a proper number 3. It was calm, it was composed, it was technically sound. He'd made some technical changes from the MCG, just opened up his right foot a little bit as a left-handed bat to access the ball. But his composure for a 22-year-old was just exceptional. And it was a lovely moment. It was his first Test 100 and obviously his first Ashes moment, 100. But also then on the back of that, his first-class 100. And with mum and dad here at the SCG, one of the great cricket grounds in the world, his mum had a big beaming smile on her face and his dad was just trying to hold back the tears. It was just so special. England will regret now that they didn't start. In fact, the 2 lads that have played really well here, Tongue with the ball and Bethell with the bat, they didn't start the series. England probably regret that they didn't start the series, the pair of them.
Yeah, and Bethell now actually has got more runs in the whole series than Ollie Pope did. So is that it for the foreseeable? Is he now the Test match number 3 and Ollie Pope is out of the side and has to work his way back in?
Yeah, absolutely. Ollie Pope will have to go back to Surrey and get a shed load of runs, which he has done. He may have to eventually come back in the middle order. I think English cricket's not good enough to just write off someone like Ollie Pope, but it was noticeable today. I talked about that composure and calmness at the crease, whereas Ollie Pope at number 3, even when he's playing well, he looks frenetic at the crease. I noticed the forward defence today, and you may say, well, hold on, you should have a forward defence. But Ollie Pope, when he plays a forward defence, he's always jabbing at the ball, and you see a lot of his right hip, and he loses balance. For such a good player, he loses balance and jabs at the ball. Today, with Jacob Bethell, I saw more solid forward defensive than I've seen from Ollie Pope in the whole series, really. So I wouldn't write off Ollie Pope, but Jacob Bethell is a sort of tick for England and also a negative for the England hierarchy, because they did spot him very early and brought him in at number 3 in New Zealand on 2 previous tours, and he got runs, he got that 96 and he looked good, but he hasn't been playing. He himself admitted to me on interview he's not played enough cricket and he's got out of form. He looked frenetic against India when he batted in the middle order because he hadn't been playing. Today, because he'd been playing in the last game and now here, he looked really composed. So it's just a message to the England side. The only way you reach that high ceiling is by playing, and not enough of their cricketers play enough.
And I just want to finish on Ben Stokes, because by my calculation, I think that's the 4th Test series in a row that he's picked up an injury. Is there a big concern that he is just pushing his body too far at the moment and taking too much on his shoulders?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a history of injuries, but that's the way Ben Stokes plays his cricket. He does everything at 100%. He never eases into anything. He is a victim of probably his own and his management's selection, in that if you don't play a spinner in Australia and it's 35 degrees, 40 degrees, 32 degrees on some pitches that you do need a spinner, and your seamers, he's bowled over 100 overs with a history of injuries. There should be a spinner at some stage at the Sydney Cricket Ground doing some overs at the other end. Like I say, this pitch has turned. There should have been a frontline spinner at Adelaide bowling some overs at the other end, but there isn't. So who has to do the bulk of the work as per usual? It's Ben Stokes. Your new ball bowlers aren't hitting line and length, so who has to hit line and length? It's Ben Stokes. And by the end, the final innings of the 5th Test match, his body snapped. And it will do, because he throws himself into it, but he wouldn't have it any other way. He's got quite a few months off now till the next Test match. He'll get his body right again and he'll go again.
And just one more on the match situation, if I may, Nasser. You know, England 119 ahead, 2 wickets in hand. If, and it's a big if they can get up to, I don't know, somewhere close to 200, looking at that pitch, have they got some kind of a chance, do you think?
Well, it did a bit with the new ball today. Actually, after start got Crawley. I didn't think Australia bowled as well with the new ball as they've done previously, because here, as I know, in 2003, when Andy Caddick bowled them out and got 7 for, it does get uneven here batting last. So I think Australia then got 220 and were bowled out. So England do need quite a bit more. Problem is they haven't got a frontline spinner in Will Jacks, and their one bowler down in Stokes, and their opening bowlers haven't exactly been metronomic with their accuracy. So I, tomorrow, would absolutely give the new ball to Tongue, and I'd give the new ball to Cass, and then you got Potts, who's out of form and out of nick and out of rhythm. So they will have to be at their absolute best, and if they've got half a chance, they need to take every single catch, which they've obviously not done on this trip. But first thing, they need many more runs than they've got at the moment.
Nas, lovely to see you and speak to you as ever. You have a great night. Looks like you might not need your jacket if you head out tonight.